Top of the morning to you laddies, my name is the Rentleman Buck and welcome to the release of the mower pack that you all have been waiting for so long. Link can be found in the description down below. It'll be on Mod Network. Be sure to like and subscribe down below. Rentleman out. Peace. Got you guys. Well, for those of you who actually stuck around for the first 10 seconds and are willing to watch the rest of the video to find out what's going on with this pack rather than just following me for the mods, I appreciate you. I really do. So let's get right into the mower pack, explain what's going on here, what's going to be released, what's in this pack, and I am going to make a disclaimer. I cannot stress this enough. There is one key multiplayer issue with this mod. So if I get a complaint saying, hey, this does not work, which I know I'm going to get it, it's going to be in the mod description where the post is when I release it in Mod Network. It'll be in the post there. It'll be in this video. It's literally, like I said in my video yesterday, the size of the American flag behind me. That big of a disclaimer. The issue with it is if you are not the host for the session, so aka if you're in a dedicated server and you're using these mowers, you're going to have the issue of you're not going to be able to see these caster wheels pivot like this. In single player, or if you are the host of the multiplayer session, you can see them. They all work. Every one of these mowers has functioning casters. But I don't know what it is. I'd have to rescript the entire front end to something completely different if I wanted to get those to work in multiplayer, which I might look into, and if I do, la-di-da, I might make it public. But if someone beats me to the punch, well, then that's up to them. But either way, let's get into the contents of what this pack is going to consist of. So, the first thing you guys will notice is this weed whacker. It is a Stihl weed whacker, aka, it just had the orange on it, so I called it a Stihl. But I took this thing out, separated the little front whacker wheel, whatever you want to call it, and yes, this does have skid feet McGee with it, where his feet don't move, which if that bothers you guys, I'm sorry, but I can't really fix that. That's the only issue, is that every once in a while he will hop. I did script this thing off the wheelbarrow, so whoever said to make it out of a chainsaw, be my guest. But I got this thing done, and it works. It's transportable. It's really light. I did not make this thing strappable, but it's really interesting. And his horn, he whistles. This thing none of these mowers drop grass. They're all mulchers, so I was going to put bagging systems on these things, but it just wasn't worth the time frame of it. The mod had already been worked on for quite a long time. You guys just kind of waiting. So, first thing in the pack, a Stihl, actual working Stihl weed whacker. It does not actually have any collisions, so you can put this pretty much anywhere on the trailer, but because the wheels support it to hold it on the ground, it can sit in a trailer. Just be sure the walls of the trailer has collisions so it doesn't go flying out. But the next thing is, let's go over all the different zero turns that are going to be in the pack. We'll go over the 10 brands and then the key features. So we have the Kubota. I don't recall what the actual brand models of these things are, but we got a Kubota skid steer with the aerodynamic cutting system. We got the Pro Cut Husqvarna 72-inch deck. All of these are 72-inch decks. It's just that some of them, like the Husqvarna, I actually had to make the decals, like make up a name for the deck because they didn't really have one. But I needed something to say 72 on it. But like these, three-quarters of the decals for this mower pack actually had to be handmade because they had to either handmade, like the Laser Z, I had to make that one completely from scratch, or like this one where it was a picture taken and then Photoshopped to look like that so I could set it on the deck. But we got, like I said, Kubota, we got the Husqvarna, we have a X-Mark Laser Z Ultra Cut 72-inch deck, E-Series. We also have the Toro Turbo Force 72-inch deck Z Master commercial mower. We also have a Rogue Outlaw Bad Boy. I like the seat on that one. This is a pretty nice Rogue Tech 7 72-inch deck. We got the trusty Skag Cheetah with the 72-inch Velocity Plus deck. We also have the Bobcat 72-inch Predator Pro 7000 Pro Cat. And then the trusty one that everybody really wanted, we got the John Deere Z994R 7-iron 72-inch deck. All of these, some of these have chutes, some of these doesn't. Like, I'll explain the options on this. We got the Hustler Super Z 72 VX4 Tech deck, as well as a Cub Cadet Pro Z 900 72-inch 777 gauge mower deck. And that is all the zero turns, like when it comes to the brands. People said that they wanted to have like other certain brands, but you want to do that? Be my guest. I only did 10 because, again, when you have to create 3/4 of the decals because no one does them, it gets fairly old fairly fast when making these things. But the next one up in the pack is the John Deere 648R 7-iron commercial 48-inch deck. This is, I fixed some stuff on this thing. It does have run my Kawasaki F600V engine. This also is the Walker's 48-inch deck. Again, these are all cleaned up. This does not catch grass. Again, these are all mulchers. This does have the functionality, like capabilities to, in other words, collect grass, because I made this separate to dump, but it doesn't do anything. It just sits there like the regular. It's mainly its biggest key feature is, I'll show you guys here quick. Again, all the casters do work on these things, only if you're in single player or the host of a multiplayer game. And this thing does still go pretty quick, but the deck follows the ground. It will actually go with you wherever you go, and it does also tilt. So if you take this thing at an angle, it does flex a little bit to left to right as well. The other mowers, their decks do not like flex and all, but there are one feature on the zero turns that does affect it, and that is the follow wheels. If you get low enough on the ground where you're like riding on a hill incline, where you're on the crest of it, and you're riding like parallel to it, so you're riding where the middle of the hill is pretty much down the center of the deck, these wheels do actually spin if they make contact with the ground. It's a little bit higher than it should be, so you kind of have to like almost dig the deck into the ground, but those things do spin. The next biggest feature is we'll go over some of the key features of the mower, and that will start with the Kubota here because it has one of the options, and then the Toro has the other, but all can be selected if need be. Once you get into the mower, you will also see someone told me the parking brake's supposed to go the other way, but I'll leave it that way. If someone wants to flip the animation, they can. But when you get in, the drive bars come up, and the parking brake also disengages, in my mind. To start the mower, it's just a basic start, like regular, but there is a full, you have to unfold the mower deck, which that is actually down. There is a full animation that I have to take a big segment of this video to thank Austin Farmer and Grant. You have to go check those guys out. They helped make this project possible, along with Tim Modding. I'll get to what he did, but big thanks to, actually I'm just going to do that dedication now. There's a big thanks to Tim Modding, Austin Farmer, and the squad, or Grant, whatever you want to call them, because they all helped make this project possible, as well as machine modding, but again, that's just kind of an option that helps out. But when you get into the mower, again, all that animation stuff, you also get in, there are these two interactive controls by holding down space. If you have the rollover bars, the left side one controls that to go up and down. They do not have any like actual rollover protection collisions, so it's just kind of there for looks. I did try and put the collisions on there, but it caused some issues, but that's one animation that helps with that. And the next one is the Toro with the hood, and that's the front one, and that will actually open up. All the mowers are run by what technically engine is supposed to run them, so Kubota runs a Kubota engine, Husqvarna, Kawasaki, X-Mark, Kawasaki, Toro runs a Kawasaki, got another Kawasaki, Kawasaki's on a lot of these. And then Hustler actually runs Kohler, and Kawasaki, and then that's Kawasaki, and I don't know what Walker runs, probably a Kawasaki, but as you can also see the difference between the Hustler and the Cub Cadet, one has black caps for the fuel caps, and then the Hustler has green as well as Deere and a couple others. This is another option that if you get the extra upgraded engine, it's actually a diesel. So right now this is the lower configuration of a gas-powered one, so it has the black caps. And I know there's no real difference between the two, but just for the visual aspects of it, if you have a diesel, green caps, and a def cap, even though this engine's not big enough that it needs it, and then the black caps for gas. But let's go into the store. One other big thing is that I do apologize. Like I said in the video, I am pulling my GS45. As well, it's because I'm not going to release this trailer, most likely. These two have a very special meaning to me because, again, I said these are my real-life products that I have, and I just want to... It has a very sentimental value to me. As much as I would love to give these things out, it's just I don't think I can do it. My mind just won't let me bring myself to do it, so I hope you guys understand that, but these two will not be released or in the pack at all. But now let's get to the store options to see said options. When we go into the mowers pack, as you guys can see, starting price of this 648R, it's it's supposedly like $9,400, but for every engine option you get, it's a little more. So 11,500 for this stand-on 48-inch. It actually goes fairly quickly. I changed the speeds that way. If you have the slow one, it goes, I believe, 8 miles an hour, and then 7 miles an hour, and then the other one goes 9 if you have the bigger engine. Fairly simple, not really many options. Same goes for the walker, except this one's 12,000. With the engines, it can be a little more. So this one actually goes pretty fast. It goes from, again, I think it goes for a difference between 11 and 15 miles an hour. Next one up is the Stihl weed trimmer for $200. 2 horsepower engine. I believe it's a 2-stroke, if I'm correct. I don't know. But either way, it's got the typical weed whacker engine on it. It says 11 miles an hour, but it'll really only go 4. Really simple, pretty easy. But this is the mowers. They came in a pack of 5. There are 5 parts to this mod because of the way I had to script this thing. It corrupted 6 times the way I did it originally. But the first part will consist of every mower will start out with what we like to call the eBay trim. Some guy's selling a zero turn on eBay for like $4,500. So I don't know why. I just threw it in there just for the fun of it. So if anybody wanted to do something fun with that, they can. But every brand, they got their own colors. So Deere green, Hustler yellow, Deere green, all those different things. And when you switch brand from eBay to Deere, it adds said price as option price. So the mower says it starts at $40, but every time you add the brand, then it does that. So you got Deere and then the Hustler, and this is how they all work. I'll go over all of them. You do have the option to add a hood, which if you have the hood, then that will take the logo off the back plate here if said mower has it, and it'll put a different one or the same one on the back of the hood. There is an option to put on the rollover bars as well. You can also have no chute, or you can apply the chute. And then the rollover bars, you can have it be black or color matched, which I think Deere has color matched ones, so we can actually build that out. The drive shaft things are the same way, so the parking brake handle as well as the drive shaft, they can be changed from black to, majority of these companies run black handles, but I think like Cub Cadet or Hustler run the same body color. The 20.5 horsepower engine gas runs the black caps, and then the 35 runs diesel, and they are the green caps. The wheel setup, this is where machine modding comes in. These are the original wheels that we had on here, but we also threw on some of the Airless tires. So fairly, they don't really function, but it's just that practicality of if you guys wanted to do something where you're like a turf specialist landscaper, then don't want to harm the turf, then you guys can use these tires for the no flats. And that's pretty much it for that. But if we do the green on here, there's a reason why I have the front casters be a different color config. That has to deal with the Bobcat mower. So when you run Deere, you got all your options, blah, blah, blah. But when we go over to the Bobcat mower, a lot of Bobcats run either a black caster frame in the front. I've seen a lot of those, but I've also seen a few that have the green front as well. So it's more of that's why I did it, but it's easier to do it for all of the mowers than just one pack. So all the mowers you can have a chance to, if you wanted to, you can copy the colors over from one mower pack to the other. If you want to have like a red John Deere, that's all up to you. But same thing, all the different prices. Like I said, we got Bobcat, and then we got Skag. Part 2 is Bobcat Skag. Part 3 is Bad Boy and Toro. So again, just kind of keep flipping through the decals. Part 4 is Cub Cadet and Kubota. All of which, again, depending on which pack you want. The only downfall to the way I had to do this is that the file size is going to be bigger because you're technically having 5 of the exact same mod, just different decals. But I hope this thing is a very beneficial pack to all of you, as I know that FS19 right now is kind of lacking in the lawnmower department, and that's not necessarily that's not any modder's fault, or it's not any of that. It's just no one has been able to make a said mower pack that has had the functionality of like what people are kind of looking for, or the diversity, because everyone sees the Husqvarnas, and like last in 17 it was the Husqvarna riding tractor, as well as the like X-Mark and the Deere zero turn that was the same mower from FS15. This is just something different. It has a lot more. Again, I'm just trying to look into this. I cannot thank everybody else that had a part in this mod enough, though, because even though, yes, I might have been the one that did all the script, a lot of this, I mean, 98% of the scripting, as well as the decal works and pretty much everything to get it in-game and ready. It would not have happened if the model had not been invested in and purchased by our team, which is not really a team. It's just kind of a, hey, do we want to do this? And we do. And Austin running this thing right through the blender for me and getting everything set up, getting all the pivot points for this stuff, so that way I can get all this stuff nice and animated. It took a long time coming, but finally, after however many weeks or months that it took to get all this stuff done, I'm very proud to present this pack to all of you, and I hope it does well for you. I mean, I know some things are still going to be wrong with it. People are still going to have some issues with it, and I do apologize if that does happen, but some things I just can't really control, so I hope it all works well for you. If it doesn't, I really apologize. I don't know what I'm going to do, but after this, like I said, I'm mainly going to go probably private for a bit. It'll help me kind of get back on track with my own stuff, and I don't know, it feels good to have this project done. So for all you that really did stick around and really do support me, and you've all actually stayed to this part of the video, I really do thank you, and I really do thank everybody. Like I said, Tim Modding, Austin Farmer, Machine Modding, and Grant Squad, and just literally anybody who had a part in this, because it could not have happened without all your people's support. I cannot stress that enough. So that's going to do it for this video, guys. Thank you all so much for checking out the video. Be sure to smash that like button, subscribe down below. Also, be sure to check out the Boomstick Club, which is if you guys don't know, that is actually not a membership thing that I do. It is a special group of the channels I select to have as featured channels on my channel tab. So if you guys want to look at that, you can. Be sure to check out everybody in the Boomstick Club. They're all great people. 98% of the people you probably watch before you watch me, but that's going to do it, like I said, for this video. Thank you all so much for the support that you've given me over this year that I have been able to somehow throw together and make something of myself in this game. So I don't really have any other words for you. That's going to do it for this video. Thank you all so much for what you've given me, and this is the Rental Man out. Peace.